Halito, sahachefa yet Leigh Bacon, Chata siyohoke. Hi, my name is Leigh Bacon, and I'm Choctaw, and this is a story about trespassing. So this story takes place in the year of 2012 over in Callisburg, America, a very small rural town. It was the same week that my sister was born that I got laryngitis. And whenever I would get laryngitis, I would lose my voice. And because of this, I had to stay away from my little sister, who was very vulnerable. I felt very upset at this time because I was losing the chance to watch my sister literally grow into a different person. And the worst part was that I was literally having to isolate. I had to be alone. I couldn't be with my mom. I couldn't be with my stepdad or my brother or my sister. I had to be by myself. The good news is that I had a place to go. And the first time I ever went to that place was back in 2006. And that's when my brother, being as polite and charming as he was, would go around introducing himself to the neighbors. And one of our neighbors, they were this really nice old couple. And they had this big pasture with a pond and blackberry bushes and wildflowers all over the place. And they liked my brother so much, they said, hey, you can bring your sibling out here whenever you feel like it and everything. You've got full permission. And so that open invitation sparked a beautiful relationship with the earth between my family and I guess the land. I'm sorry. Anyways, we would go back there all the time. We would catch tadpoles and turtles, pick blackberries and wildflowers, and we just go swimming. It was a really good time. And so whenever I felt lonely, I would go there. When I went there, I would feel safe, and I had no reason to believe that this time would be any different. Except the neighbors had moved, and who moved in this place was a very territorial person, not very friendly. And so I was sitting out there, minding my business, playing with stick, as one does, when I see a gray Silverado tearing through the pasture and ripping up this beloved land that I had gotten so accustomed to visiting. And seeing this, I started to get a little concerned, but I had no reason to be afraid because I was raised to believe that if you had done nothing wrong, that you could stand tall and explain yourself and everything would be okay. So I stood there waiting like a little dummy as the truck got closer. It was when the truck got about as far as that wall that I remembered that I had laryngitis and could not speak. And as I started to worry about that, I noticed that the driver had a gun. Now, I don't remember running away. Surely I could never have been so fast to outrun a bullet. It is my personal belief that the earth moved underneath my feet and took me away from that place. And as I felt myself tearing through the open hole of a barbed wire fence and crawling up to the stairs of my mom's house, all I could ask was why. But I couldn't ask why because I had no voice. And when I regained my voice, all I had was questions. Questions like, what is the law to a child's wanderlust? What is the statutes of limitations of a promise? Who would have told my mother, who had just given birth, that my life didn't matter enough? And who was my neighbor and who was my enemy? And to this day, I don't have answers to these questions, and I don't think I ever will. But what I can say to you now is that no one can define what is and what is not trespassing without confronting where we are going, what is our relationship to these places. And so that's the time that I trespassed, quote unquote.